This is our 40th episode.
We should make
I
like
feel
a,
like
what's it called, a flashback episode.
hmm, we could.
No, I was kidding.
While I'm proud that this is our 40th episode, it's also not a big mark of pride if you consider that our first podcast was in 2022.
Yeah, no, it's a 3 year. It's a 3 year.
We average about 15 podcasts a year,
Yeah,
which is not great. We're getting better though. We're doing better
that we are.
since NCC, I guess.
Oh, we're already
When
live.
we-
Of course, you don't tell me.
I will never tell you. I will
That's
never
the
tell you.
remains the pride of the happiest moment of my life.
I just want to catch all the random things you say at the beginning of the podcast.
Yep.
How's your day been? Did you work out today? Are you chilling?
Not yet, but we're about to fitness after this.
Same. What are you doing?
I have no idea. I'm gonna get out and get inspired.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Probably some sled stuff though.
I'm gonna test that Echo Bike bench bar muscle up piece. I'm gonna test that. I was supposed to do that yesterday, and then Courtney was at Kima just doing the class workout, and she was like, "Hey, do this class workout with me." And it was literally 20-minute AMRAP, 400-meter run, 20-calorie fan bike. And I was like, okay. I died. My
How many rounds do you
average,
get?
I was 2 calories short of six. No, I was 1 calorie short of 6 rounds. I was moving. I have not felt my heart in my face for that long in a long time.
You did 2 VO2 max pieces in a row.
Yeah. If my VO2 max ain't going up, we got a fucking problem. Because between Tuesday and Wednesday, I was like, man, my little thumper is tired.
Cardiorespiratory bunny over here.
Dude, I was like, I finished, and you know how Garmin will tell you like recovery time,
Mm-hmm.
which I really don't pay that much attention to. So I think it's kind of overblown. I finished that workout yesterday, and it said recovery time like 36 hours or something, and I was like, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that this time. I don't feel like I can go hard for about another 36 hours, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go test that piece today just so I can make sure it's kind of what I want for people.
Fair enough.
20-minute AMRAP season.
Speaking of the season, it is qualifier season.
Yeah, is qualifier season officially a thing, or do we just call this qualifier season? I don't know.
I think we just call it.
I feel like, okay, to justify ourselves, we call it qualifier season because you have fittest experience qualifiers, you have fittest of the coast qualifiers, you have Wadapalooza qualifiers, basically all at the same time.
It's the month of October.
The month of, yeah, a little bit of
Well,
September.
this year they added a little September, but typically it's the month of October.
Yeah.
And they managed to just overlap everything.
Yeah, they don't care. I feel like too, it's also just like off season, smaller off season comp time. Like you have Wad Gods, you have
Yeah.
Desert City, you have Crash for people who do that. So it's like no matter what your level of athlete is, you probably generally care about your fitness right now. Again,
Right.
you
Well,
you may
it's
not have cared in the summer, but in about a month, you're gonna care again.
it makes sense because it's also like in the majority of the country, this is the first month after a heat wave, right? Or the
Yeah.
extreme heat. So competitions tend to fight for that spot, you know.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be doing a competition in July or August. It's just too hot.
I wouldn't mind.
You don't count, dude.
Me as I'm wearing my
You
sweatpants right here.
you the fact that you were in sweatpants on Tuesday, I was like, I can't comprehend this. It's like so we're in Houston for those people who don't know who watches. It was like 100 degrees. And he walks in and he's in sweatpants and he's not sweating. And
You know,
I just can't
Uh,
comprehend
have you
it.
have you seen the elevation mask? This is kind of my elevation mask.
I just I think the reality is our genetics herald from two just completely
Extreme
different
opposite.
places on planet Earth, and my genetics cannot comprehend living in 100 degrees in sweatpants and not just a one-way ticket to dehydration. Just
And it's not like
profusely
I don't
sweating.
sweat. I'm a very sweaty person once I actually start working out, but for some reason I'm fine if I'm not.
But like if I will sweat outside right now just existing.
Yeah, so like right now I'm sitting in a room with no AC.
And
It's
I
just a
I
fan.
I would be sweating in that room with you. I have a fan on and my house is set to like 69.
Oh no, this is just
Yeah,
up in the gym here with no AC.
dude. Anyways. So yeah, qualifiers are coming up. I feel like well, one, we wanted to just talk about the qualifiers themselves. So Fittest of the Coast, TFX. Um, kind of the two predominant like middle tier competitions of the fall.
I'm
Right?
also going to say they're probably the biggest non-CrossFit season-based competitions in both parts of the country.
Yeah, Wadapalooza kind of transcends that because it's so global.
It is global. It's also, I don't know. I think Wadapalooza is a different level, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like it's not as accessible. So a little bit less people are intrigued to doing the qualifiers.
Sure.
Or over the years that, in my opinion, at least over the years, I've seen the interest in Wadapalooza go down because they just don't make it.
Yes. I think a lot of people for a long time did not understand how hard it is to qualify for Wadapalooza.
Yeah, and for a long time, Wadapalooza was like, if I make it to Wadapalooza, I basically the next year I'll make it to semifinals, which probably was true then,
Yeah,
right?
not a bad indicator.
Yeah, but now I think with how one global too, like just the level of fitness has risen and the number of people qualifying to the competition has gotten smaller. It's just harder for
Yeah.
people to get there, and they have those two other opportunities that are kind of just as big spectator wise ish, right? Like they go on a big stage, they go on a
Right.
stuff like that, and they feel like they're at a big competition. So why waste my time trying to go Wadapalooza when I can get the same feeling
Yeah.
from the other two competitions?
There's also SoCal too, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't really been following that one because I feel like it just has a different. It's just sign up and go, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes. It is.
and they
It's
have
like
that America versus the world feel.
yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a showcase. It's just I think the registration is just first come first serve sign up, which is
Yeah.
nice, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I like no qualifier competitions. It's just it's in SoCal, which is a little too far for us to think about.
Yeah, it's not. We don't have a ton of athletes necessarily planning to do that.
Mm-mm.
Most people in our general demographic regions pick on, or not demographic, geographical regions
Yeah,
pick either TFX or Fittest of the Coast, or Desert City. To be fair, it's
right.
only in Arizona, so it's a little more popular. But so yeah, so we have a lot of those competitions kind of coming up. Um, Typical qualifier things that you think about for getting your athletes in the mindset of qualifiers in kind of this month, 6 weeks leading up to when they're probably doing those? Is there what are the things you put into programming that you might not have been, things you want to make sure you're touching, conversations you're having with them when you know they're going to start getting back into those kind of qualifier workouts?
First thing, which is the most important and probably the least achievable thing, is actually decide if you're doing it. Don't wait till the last minute and like, hey, I'm doing TFX. I'm like,
Right,
well, you just lost like 6 weeks of potential progress specific to this time and peaking you.
right.
So I have a lot of these people on my roster.
I think we all do.
And if you
Actually,
are one of them, please come tell me you're doing TFX.
yeah, if you decide to do a qualifier, you should definitely let your coach know
If
sooner
you're
rather than later.
secretly thinking you're going to do it, please share that secret with us. That being said, the second most important thing I think is let's set a goal.
Sure.
Why are we doing this? Right? Like what's the expectation you're coming out of this? I have an athlete here at the gym that was like, hey, I did rookie last year. I got 10th or something like that. And I want to do it again this year. Should I go rookie or intermediate? And I was like, okay, theoretically speaking, you're very fit. You just don't have the skills. You're not able to go bar muscle up. You're not able to do like a lot of chest to bar. So I'd be doing you a disservice asking you to go into intermediate, even though I would really love to see your fitness shine there. But let's go to rookie. Let's work on our skills until then. And then also let's try and win rookie.
Yeah,
Right?
10th is like that hard spot because it's like, okay, if we go back to that division next year, we're trying to like podium or win.
Right.
And then, or we can just call it, you go up a division knowing you're probably not going to be 10th, right? Like,
Or risk qualifying altogether.
Sure, depending on the competition, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say set a goal. For example, some other direction to look at. I have some athletes interested in making a team for the season, but they currently don't have a team. I would say do it with a team, regardless of who the people are, just to get a feel if that's what you even want. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You saying, I want to be on a team next year and having not enough experience to be on a team, I'd say if there's an opportunity for you to jump in on a team, let's do that and just have a feel for that teamwork, for team training, for all of that.
I feel like an underrated thing with that too is if you're going to try to go team for one of these competitions, if it's at all possible, do the qualifiers with your potential teammates.
Yeah, as long as like it's feasible.
Right, if you live in the same area, but get an idea of like how they are in the gym, get an idea if you don't train together, like see how they warm up, see how their mindset is, see how your mindset is relative to theirs. Are you guys going to like clash when it's, time to get into go mode, or are you a little more even keel and you guys hang out well and it's a good vibe and then you get a good push with each other in the qualifier workout, right?
And
Like, that's a small thing.
It'll give you a good like, especially if you have different coaches, it will give you a good like explanation on when you get to strategize for the actual workouts in the competition. You'll be able to kind of relay that information to your coach and kind of like get their feedback on what should be done there strategy wise, because you're able to see it in person versus, okay, their score was that, but you have no idea what happened there, right?
Sure.
I'm
gonna omit commenting on teams with different coaches right now.
That's okay.
I know to say about that right now.
It is the case though in a lot of scenarios. So
yeah,
it
happens.
Whether we agree on it or not, it is the case. That being said, like programming wise,
yeah,
I would say like, okay, we have, if you've been an Ascend athlete, we have done 2 or 3 off-season cycles. We've
3.
pretty much 3. We've focused very much on strength and skill there. We've had some raw conditioning. Right now, if we're attempting to do those qualifiers, as the month of September comes closer to an end, you'll see more and more CrossFit style metcons that are pretty much on the anaerobic threshold side, right?
Yeah, super high intensity, 20 minutes at the longest.
Right. Because that's mostly all qualifier workouts are.
Yeah, I think that's there's a lot. I mean, even with this next week of our group programming on Ascend Compete, there's 3 20-minute workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's Tuesday, the second workout Tuesday is a lower intensity but 20-minute piece, and then Friday's workout is certainly a 20-minute workout, especially when you include the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am a big believer, unless you are, oh man, guaranteed top 15 to 10 at a real semifinal, you still need to do 20-minute AMRAPs.
Oh, of course.
And even if you're really good at those kind of workouts, it's still good to hit a couple of them before qualifiers, before the open, because you know they're coming. Like they're coming.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. There's going to be a 20-minute AMRAP with rowing AMWAP with rowing, wall balls, and
Clean and
snatches,
jerks.
or
Yeah.
clean and jerks and wall balls, or rowing, toe to bar, and wall balls, or thrusters, toe to bar, and like it's just going to happen. So you might as well work those movements in that time domain. You're still going to get fitter.
Yeah.
And get some touches on those things a couple times a week so that you know how to pace and have a feel for how you should feel in those workouts when they come up.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make in the couple weeks leading up to a qualifier. They don't do any qualifier esque workouts. So,
Yeah.
20-minute AMRAP, some sort of a usually like time gated piece, right? Or like a death by, some sort of 8 to 12 minute real light your hair on fire kind of piece, and then maybe something heavier, maybe something sprintier. Like if you're doing some iteration of those a couple times a week, like slowly cycling through those, you're going to be a little more prepared for stuff that's more than likely going to come out in qualifiers.
I agree. I also think that like this time is a great time to push gymnastics capacity thresholds.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, hey, let's push the volume on muscle ups. Let's push the volume on handstand walks, on fast wall walks, on, like stuff that will come in the qualifier. Like,
Yeah.
especially like I'm talking. I know I said a couple of complex gymnastics. I'm talking probably here more towards the elite pro, whatever you want to call it, division. But same goes to like, hey, let's go for big sets of toes to bar. Let's go for big
Yeah.
sets of pull-ups, chest to bar. Like, it's just like this is the time to reap the benefits of your training for the past 3 cycles. I even remember like it's not even just an ascend thing. Like I remember this is the time for like misfits to put all those gymnastics long pieces back in the day, right? Like it's just this is the qualifier season where whether it's Wadapalooza, TFX, Fittest of the Coast, is when you start resetting your default numbers for gymnastics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you went through the whole the off season and you spent a lot of time building that strict strength as you should, then assuming you don't still have a strict strength deficit, now is definitely the time to start pushing capacity, capacity under some fatigue, of your gymnastics movements and your barbell movements, your barbell cycling movements, the lightweight for reps. I feel like that's something that catches a lot of athletes kind of off guard because almost all the time, quick singles is the way to go in a workout. Just by and large, right? But sometimes there are qualifier workouts where you are forced to just hammer through 95, 115, maybe even 135, like clean and jerks and thrusters. And you're just not going to, like, if you're not doing touch and go, you're just going to fall behind.
I mean, I know we probably haven't or don't remember this workout coming up, but in a couple of weeks, if for those of you who don't know, there's a competition in Louisiana called Wad Gods. And I think for even the pro division, they put snatches at 115 and 75.
Yeah, you got to move that barbell fast.
Yep, and because your score is going to be max step ups after that, so like, get there fast and hold on.
Yeah, I mean, cycling your snatches faster will literally get you a rep lead going into the like
this is where touch and go is important. Like you can't say that it's the same as singles on this workout, right? Like, and that's where like I'm sorry to say that, but like in a qualifier, this is what makes up somebody to make it and somebody doesn't, right? Like that's the difference.
100%.
Right? Like especially when you have like 300 people competing for 50 spots.
Yeah.
It's that difference, right?
Yeah, if you have a 6-minute workout with like clean and jerks at 95 and bar facing burpees or lateral burpees over the bar, you're not going to qualify if you're not doing touch and go.
Yeah.
Like you're just not going to move fast enough. So it's definitely something people should be practicing, obviously in their training throughout the year, but it's okay to take a step back from barbell cycling at certain times of the year. But going into those qualifier workouts, the qualifier time of year, it's definitely something that people should put back in. And you don't have to kill yourself with it. Like it doesn't need to
No,
turn into
but
everything. But
you need to touch on it.
yeah,
You need to make
for
sure it's
sure.
included, and that's when you're probably going to see like a little bit less pure VO2 max training.
Well, you're gonna get that from the barbell,
Right. Like, but I'm talking
yeah.
like qualifier season because we
Oh
want
yeah,
to specify training towards. You're not going to get majority of the time. You're not going to get like the echo bike is not going to be the main thing in the workout. The ski
right.
erg is not going to make an appearance, right? Running is not really going to show up in a qualifier so
Shuttle
far.
runs though.
Yeah, but you don't do like 20 minutes of shuttle runs, right?
Most of the time.
Right.
Hopefully.
So what I'm trying to say is like you probably will see, especially like if you guys have been with us, you've been seeing a lot of rowing intervals, a lot of skiing intervals. You probably see a little bit less for if you're doing those qualifiers, just so that we can get in more CrossFit specific conditioning.
Yeah, yeah. Did I ever tell you what year did shuttle runs come out? Was that
2022,
21?
I want to say.
Was it
Maybe
22? Yeah, it
21
was 22.
21
No,
quarterfinals.
it was either 21 or 22. I don't remember. Not the point. So after shuttle runs came out in that, and I got absolutely destroyed by the shuttle runs in that wall ball rope climb shuttle run workout. I like once a week did like a 20-minute EMOM of like 6 shuttle runs.
Gross.
Just did shuttle runs for 20 or 30 minutes a couple times a week. My calves, the first time I did it, oh my goodness, they were destroyed.
Well,
But
for those of you who are gonna see 20-minute EMOM shuttle runs because I just inspired Tristan to do that, I apologize.
yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, if you do struggle with shuttle runs, and
Right.
this is a I guess a decent thing to talk about with qualifier movements. Obviously, if you are really bad at a movement, you should be working on that as a
Yeah.
priority all
Right.
the time. But say you're really trying to, I don't know, let's say wall balls aren't your jam, but you're really trying to improve your squat strength right now. So you're not doing a ton of extra wall ball volume, right? Because you're doing a lot of back squat, front squat, heel elevated squats, goblet squats, sled push, whatever, to try to force that strength more. Leading into a qualifier, EMOMs of movements you need to touch up on, if you know that they'll come back relatively quickly and they're not something that's going to hold you back too much if you get back to your baseline, EMOMs are an easy way to do that.
I love EMOMs.
Like it's a super easy way, and I'm not talking, not no shade intended. I'm not talking EMOM co death EMOM. I'm talking like 20 wall balls, 15 alternating dumbbell snatch, minute 1, minute 2 for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
I
just
mean,
like
it's weakness work at this point.
just accumulate some volume of the movements, get comfortable with them again,
Right.
so that if they pop up in a qualifier, you've kind of touched on them again without derailing your current training progression, right?
You know what? Also, I'm a big fan of that I have started incorporating as of late. Not for time workouts.
Oh, just like quality.
Well, not like bodybuilding, but like I want you to do ring muscle ups and deadlifts, but I need that ring muscle up volume to be high. So I don't care what you do it in. I want you to get in this amount of volume today.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. Like and without like resting it. Like there's no rest. It's just like so I want to take the power and the intimidation of the time because at this point, this is not my priority. I want you to be able to get 45 ring muscle ups in a workout and be fine.
Right.
Right. So like that's another kind of approach that I like to get weakness in. Again, I don't call this weakness work, but capacity threshold, as I said, and like push that boundary of like, oh my God, 50 ring muscle up. No, I want you to see 50 ring muscle up. And I was like, okay, how am I going to break it up?
Yeah, I mean it's almost the same kind of concept as like just going for a run just to get in another day of running. That week.
Yes.
It's like I don't really care how fast you go. I don't really care, how far you go, or I might set the distance and it's like, hey, you just need to accumulate this. It's the same kind of concept.
Right.
And it has benefit for getting capacity and volume of a movement and also just being more comfortable with it too, what you said. Like I think that's a great thing to do.
Right.
And you don't have to overthink it all the time.
It's like, exactly. Hey, like I don't care what time you're getting it in. Like nobody cares. Just keep moving.
And it's so easy to make those examples with the gymnastics movements, but you can do the same thing with a barbell. Obviously, you need to like be aware of the loading and the kind of beating up of your body, because a lot of times the barbell can be a little bit harder on people's body depending.
Right.
But like you could, I mean, if I was going to do these qualifiers and you were my coach, I would guarantee Mahmood would put something in my weekly programming that would be like accumulate 60 clean and jerks at 135
Yep. And
or
possibly
150
100
or 155, right?
or
And then like
150 dumbbell snatches.
yeah, I'd be like accumulate 150 dumbbell snatches, no bigger sets than this, no smaller sets than this, and like don't rest longer than 2 minutes between sets. It would just be because like I would need to polish off that stuff.
Yeah.
And just get in the volume.
And it also helps with like, it doesn't have to be like gigantic numbers. So I'm gonna shift a little bit to like people who have some weaknesses in movements. For example, I have an athlete that does not love running. He is just not a runner, right? And it just hurts to put any pace at this point. Like I just need you to run.
Right.
So what I do is like, okay, we're gonna go for a 10-minute run. I would like for you to get more than a mile.
Sure.
I'm gonna go for a 20-minute swim, even though the maximum distance that you can do is 50 meters at a time. I just want you to know that there's a 20-minute time. So whenever you're ready, go again and see how far we can get. I'm not gonna
swimming all the time.
Right? I'm not gonna give you a rest or a pace or whatever. I just need you to like, okay, I'm gonna be done in 20 minutes. If I can push, I'll go.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing with like gymnastics, with barbell, all of that stuff. I think it's very, very crucial. Even like, I'm just going to go on a tangent here. High rocks. You hate wall balls. That's probably a given, right? You're going to do a lot of wall balls. You're going to do a lot of freaking burpees.
Just do them. Just accumulate reps.
Hey, your back hurts from doing burpee broad jumps. We're going to do burpees until you just accept burpees.
Yeah, I think the main kind of key point of this is like if you want to touch and brush up on the movements that are going to be in qualifiers, dumbbell snatch, your wall ball, your gymnastics, your double unders, your row calories, you don't always have to force it at intensity.
No.
You can get it at intensity, and then if you have other things in your training you need to do that day and you have intensity applied in other places, right? You can finish the day with a little bit of lower intensity accumulation work.
Yeah.
And
removing the label of Metcon from that is basically what we're trying to say.
Yeah. I mean that concept, I like to play with a lot of the things based on that, like intensity limited pieces we've talked about before. Those are near and dear to my heart. I'm not going to explain those to everybody because I like them and I'm not sharing that with the world on this podcast. But like those are things that if you are coached by an Ascend coach or do Ascend programming, those are easy ways to build some fitness, touch on some different movements and things like that. Is your laptop going to die?
Yeah, I'm just charging it real quick.
Dude, if you just ghosted me right now on this, I'd be so lost.
I got you.
I don't know what to do. My co-host is gone. Do you think it's worth people specifically doing lifting in a higher fatigue setting right now? Or do you just rock with what you got? Since it's so far from most people's main season, right? If we say the CrossFit Games season or whatever, do you think it's worth, because that is something typically like we at Ascend, we don't do a ton. We will sprinkle it in randomly, but we don't do a ton of lifting under super high fatigue settings until much closer to the season, air quotes. Do you think that's something worth kind of deviating from for a little side quest now? And even if that impacts like the main strength priority a little bit, or do you just think you just kind of, like I said, rock with what you got and don't worry about it right
now? I would put that in a, people are probably going to hate on me for that, not in a true strength form, but more in a moving a heavy load under fatigue.
So you just err toward like a moderate to heavy barbell, but not like maxing out per se.
Right. like do reps of snatches after a conditioning piece, but for like
Mm.
you remember, I think you do that really well when you're programming those power hour with snatches at the end.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
right, so kind of like that, but possibly like I could see it being put in sets, or I could see it being put at like after you're done with that buy-in of a workout, we're gonna do like 15, 12, 9 snatches and something else at a
Right,
moderate weight, right? At a
right.
heavier weight than typical. So like for somebody who has no problem with strength, I would put that at like a 185, right? Like just
Sure.
moving those power snatches at a make again, it's more like getting these people to move the heavier weights under fatigue with more ease rather than getting stronger under fatigue. That will translate. That's basically what CrossFit used to be in the early like teens,
Right, right.
right? Like you want to get stronger, do heavier weights and metcons. That was like the most go-to strategy.
Which
uh
worked to some degree.
right, just and then came in the like professional athletes where like just took this away.
Right.
But it does work. Like for somebody like me, I will get stronger from that.
Oh my! I know my body eats it up.
Yeah, like this is
If I do a bunch of volume of moderately heavy weight in a fatigued setting,
mhm,
I get stronger. It's not as fast as if I did like 5 by 5,
right.
right? But I will get, yeah. There's definitely a strength response that comes to that, for sure.
I remember when I had more time during COVID years, the year, sorry, I was able to build up to a grace at 205.
Yeah.
I cannot do that now.
No, I can't do that now.
I cannot do that now.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
205 feels like a 90%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. I would probably air something similar. I would just give them moderate to heavy load in a fatigue setting, like a metcon, like form it as a heavy high skill or a cardio and heavier barbell
Right.
metcon, but I probably wouldn't like have them actually max out after a
Yeah.
workout. Like,
Yeah, because I think those are two different things, right? Like if you put like a 1 rep max squat clean after a workout, I think that's very rare to happen in a qualifier setting.
it's not as popular as it used to be.
Right. It is more popular towards the open season,
Yeah.
even though we
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a few years, but this is the most common it has shown up.
Right. Right.
That being said, if you put a heavier, kind of heavier, higher volume barbell work after a fatigue setting, that will benefit their specific conditioning for
Mhm.
qualifiers,
Yeah,
right?
it's also just such a mental thing too, or like a comfort thing of being able to lift, you know, over 90%
Right.
on a given lift when you're super tired or your heart rate's in your throat
Yes.
after a workout. But you can get a decent representation of that with just some percentage based work under fatigue or a moderate to heavy barbell or a heavy bias metcon,
I agree.
without derailing your strength programming completely, maxing out all the time. It's also, I mean, just calling a spade a spade. There's more risk involved.
Yeah.
Maxing out, especially the way I look at it is the less experience you have as an athlete lifting heavy weights under fatigue, you're more at risk
Right.
for something strange to happen. And on the flip side, the stronger you are,
Right. Because you
because
have a lot more.
you're able to just express higher maximal load even though you're fatigued, right?
Yeah.
Like I am not going to hurt myself trying to do a heavy single clean and jerk after a workout, especially right now. I would Jacob would be at much higher risk of an injury.
I would also say because they're probably gonna push a little harder than like they're gonna get more
Right.
fatigued.
Right.
Right.
They're gonna be more fatigued. They
Right.
can make themselves more fatigued because they
Right.
don't have limiters,
Right.
and they can lift heavier weights, and they're more competitive.
And at this point, joints are joints. They do not get stronger.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like
No, that's a good
you're,
point.
yeah.
Uh,
So,
what
and
other
I also
qualifier
I'll kind
specific
of
things? Go
touch
ahead.
upon this one more time. I think if you start by doing like not necessarily maxing out, but higher volume, heavy barbell work now, it feeds into the open cycle where you can actually make them more familiar with the feel of, hey, we're going to lift heavy after. and then
Yeah.
it's not as intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a crazy amount of time off if you worked on that specifically now until November,
Right.
and
And
then
then
you
from
take
there,
November and December off of that. It's only 8 weeks,
right.
and then
Yeah.
you're kind of that stuff should be in everybody's open prep, even though the open is a lot more toned down than it used to be.
Right.
There's still nothing stopping them from like the third week or the fourth week. I think
Having two scores and stuff.
a little bit of a tangent here, but I do think with the way they're structuring the open now, it's more likely in the third week of the open to see a build to a 1RM than it is to see a workout with an ascending ladder of weight.
Yeah.
Because everybody can do their own 1RM.
Right.
That's relative to them, right? Versus, oh, I just can't finish this workout or I can't do this workout because I can't snatch 225.
Right.
So I think that stimulus would be more likely to be in the open now than a ladder. Unfortunately, I understand it skews the leaderboard. I get it. I don't like it, but I think that could show up. And in the open, there's not going to be a ton of penalty for that, like from a competition standpoint. So, what are some other qualifier season specific things that jump?
People are going to hate me for that, but burpees under fatigue.
Yeah, for sure.
Specifically burpees under fatigue.
Yeah.
It's a movement it's just a movement that is always looked at as the buffer between movements and never like an actual drive.
Yeah.
This is where you always hear your coach saying, including myself, cruise through the burpees. I want to also have and train the shift of no, push the burpees.
Yeah, you should be exposing them in all scenarios.
I'm going to say like this is probably biased, but like I've seen this at TFX where people just get to the burpees and just lose their batteries. Like there's nothing. For multiple years in a row, TFX has managed to put burpees with a machine, burpees with sandbags, burpees with whatever. And then you get to the burpees and like lose all intensity. It's like, like I need you to be better than that on burpees.
I think when looking at preparing specifically for an online qualifier set of tests, I think my thoughts with burpees and rowing are very similar. It's you need exposure to all rep ranges that make sense and all kind of workout settings. Like you need to do workouts where you just need to hold a pace on this rower. You need to do workouts where you don't really have to do your burpees super fast, but you need to stay moving for a larger volume. And then you need to do workouts where you have to absolutely get after this rower, or you need to absolutely just hammer through these burpees in a shorter time domain or an interval format. Because that will take care of the middle area pretty well. And those are just two very, very common things to see. Not always together, but if we look at a 5 qualifier workout test, one of those variations of both of those movements is going to come up.
Yeah.
Like undoubtedly, right? So, do you think people, this is actually a random one, and then anything else you have to add? Do you think people need to practice obscure variations of traditional movements? Like, should people practice their traveling double unders?
Oh God, please don't.
Should people practice carries? We saw carries in the crash qualifier. Should people do you think they're looking at those? And obviously, like those things again should be somewhat included in a well-rounded program. But I'm asking more so like, do you think those are things that qualifiers are going to start putting in them more?
I'm gonna refer to our friend Jacob Hepner here. If Hepner is involved, do some carries.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not a shot at It's not a shot at Hepner. It's just how he rolls.
Yeah, he just usually loves stuff like that, and he actually does love like, I guess, odd objects, not maybe random variations, but odd objects.
He does a lot of odd object work.
But I would say, based on the past few years of qualifiers, the traveling double unders was at Fittest of the Coast, right?
No, it was in the NCC qualifiers.
Okay. So I would say based on the 3 competitions we've mentioned, I would not worry about those. I don't have a right word for it, about those variations. I would still hone in like crossover single unders, possibly practice crossover double unders if you're a pro or elite athlete, and or of course get your double unders capacity up. I would practice, like, when I say variations, I mean dumbbell, barbell, sandbag, stuff like that. Like, hey, well, sandbag is not included in most qualifiers, but barbell and dumbbell, especially in like conditioning and barbell / dumbbell cycling patterns. When it comes to thrusters, clean and jerk snatches, devil presses, all of those. But as far as like, I don't know, sled pushes, I don't think like I wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I don't think
go
we'll see
that
sled
far.
pushes. I don't think we'll
It's
see
just
sled
so
pushes.
hard to standardize across like online.
Yeah.
It's just almost impossible.
Um,
You can't even weigh a sled at this point.
This is slightly related, but the first time I get to program a qualifier, whether it's for a competition we're running one day, or somebody decides to let me handle their qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
This is a public service announcement for everyone. I will program a qualifying workout with 800 double unders in sets of 100. Because the amount of times somebody says to me 500 double unders is a lot, and the CrossFit Games Open in 2018 had 800 double unders if you finished the workout. Most competitive people were in 700 if you wanted it to even sniff going to regionals.
I mean, I was at 500.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That will literally be one of the first things I write is a qualifier workout in sets of 100 where you accumulate at least 600 to 800 double unders. If you can do sets of 100 in a qualifying in a workout, sets of 100 for 6 to 800 double unders, and it not be a major issue, you're good. Don't worry about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't, and you're trying to qualify for an elite competition, TFX, Fit as the Coast, you're just almost doing yourself a disservice, because double unders to me is such an easy movement to turn into a strength or to turn into a non-deteriorating movement in a workout.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to do the volume. It's almost like running. You just have to put in the reps and the volume, and you'll just be able to do it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Side tangent on double unders. Anyways,
okay.
Trying to think anything else qualifier specific. Oh, practice setting up your camera.
Yeah.
Practice setting up your camera, especially if you don't go to a gym where you're going to have a coach or someone there to help you. Practice setting up your camera and working out, and then knowing, am I still in frame? Am I not in frame? Can you see my chest to bar? How do my double under, like, how do these things look? And give yourself an honest look at your movement quality. Are you actually locking out your ring muscle ups, or do you think you are? Are you actually standing up your snatches all the way at 135 when you're cycling them, or are you leaving your knees soft? Right? Are you actually squatting to depth when you do wall balls? Like, it's not like now is the time to turn the camera on. If you don't do that normally, which if you are trying to be good at this, you should do that normally. But anyways, turn the camera on and get some video of yourself. Make sure you are aware of how to set up for a qualifier workout for when they come out, and you're comfortable doing it, and look at your movement quality.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing shittier than qualifying and then getting hammered with a penalty.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing worse. That's a big one, I think.
Great.
And a lot of people haven't had to video a workout unless they chose to since the Open.
Right.
Unless they did online semis, and even that was in April, right?
Right.
So.
And if they were on a team, they didn't have to.
Fuck. Yeah, that's true. Oh, did we need to bring that up? Anyways.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the last little bit of qualifier advice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice pacing. I put up an Instagram reel on Ascend. We put that up the other day about that pacing. I think that's it, really.
It's pretty simple. It's just being mindful about your training.
Yeah, a
And
lot of it's stuff people are probably already doing, right?
right. It's just they might not be aware of it.
Right, right. Take a little bit more intention. Um, be aware. Go back and look at some qualifiers and look at, okay, like they really like to put these movements together. This is for people who don't have a coach. It's like, oh, they really like to put these movements together. Maybe I should do this workout or a variation of this workout, or just get that kind of a stimulus. Um, cool. Qualifiers, easy money. What else is new, man?
In what
Yeah,
way?
in your life, man. What's up? No, I was kidding. The Masters games are going on right now as we're
That
recording
is true.
this.
We have 2 athletes there. 1 athlete.
Yeah. So Dan is up there with Tracy. Brady is up there coaching a lady who goes to his gym.
Gotcha.
She's not officially.
We have 2 coaches and we have
coaches up there. Miss
1
Tracy's
athlete.
crushing it. I could not find the leaderboard. I guess it's on Competition Corner. I thought it was on the CrossFit Games, but I guess it's on Competition Corner, so I need to go look at that. Masters Games going on, and the Teenage Games, to be fair, is going on right now as well. And then we'll just be on, I think it's a community will be on to kind of off-season stuff.
Oh, it's on the CrossFit Games website.
It just must not have been updated when I looked at it earlier then.
It's still zeroed, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I wonder if it's on Competition Corner and it'll update faster.
Maybe.
So,
good luck to everybody who's competing.
Yes. This is Becca Voigt's
17th games.
18th CrossFit Games.
She is amazing. I love her.
That's obnoxious.
No, like
That's insane.
She's such a stand-up person too. Like I work with her on the council. She's just as she is on the CrossFit space. Like
she just seems like one of those people who's just squared away.
Yeah, she stands up for herself. She says whatever she wants to say. There's no like beating around the bush. She's very polite and very cordial. So I wish her all the best.
Yeah, somebody, I think Scott was talking about it. He said it was her 18th games, and I was like,
I remember when it was her 10th. That was 8 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
That's I remember crazy. The crowd like putting up 10th games for her.
Yeah,
she was like one of the only people to make it at 10 at this point.
There have been a good handful now.
I think there's more than 10 people who made it to 10th.
Maybe. I would miss somebody, but I know her. I know BKG, Brooke, Tia.
No, Tia started in 2015, right?
Yeah, so I think Tia has 10 years.
Did she miss any games?
Just the one.
So 9.
I don't know. There's definitely a good number of people now who have made it to 10 games for sure. All right, I think we'll leave it at that. Qualifiers are coming up. If you guys are in need of some assistance for qualifier workouts, feel free to reach out to Mr. Mahmood or myself or the Ascend Athlete Instagram. We would love to help you guys out, set you up for success with just some little things with qualifiers, because we know little things can go a long way.
Hey, and if you don't have a coach and you're thinking about crushing some qualifiers this year, you know where to find us.
Yeah, just reach out. Reach out. If you are in the greater Houston area and don't have a coach and don't have a good place to do qualifiers, you can reach out to us as well.
Yep.
We are fortunate to have a pretty good setup to help people get through qualifiers at the gym, so we will help you out. Cool. On that note, we out. Appreciate you all watching. Give us a subscribe or a like or whatever the Instagram stuff tells you or the YouTube stuff tells you to do.